Hello, this is Ty Carrier, and what I'm going to do is run you through a intro to the Maya user interface. Basically, Maya is a 3D program used for animation, visual effects, movies, video games, all sorts of stuff, motion graphics, and we're just going to run through in this brief video just some of the basic interface of the controls and how to maneuver around it. So when you open up Maya, it's going to look a little bit like this. You might have a different configuration, but essentially this is it. Maya is broken up into several different sections. So these little windows here are the cameras, and by default Maya starts off with four cameras. One, which is your perspective camera, and then three orthographic cameras, your front, your top, and your side. And those are locked. Those can only move on that axis. The perspective camera is the one that you're going to be using the most, and if I put my cursor over any of these and then just tap the space bar, it will blow up that camera to full size. This is going to be really important when we're navigating, you're doing your modeling, and you're doing your animation. I created a sphere in here, and if I just click on that sphere, we can see it's selected now. It's highlighted green. And you'll also notice that there's this weird little, these little lines and boxes coming out of it. And that is based off of what tool I have selected over here. So the first thing, let's just learn on how to navigate through this. And granted, a sphere is maybe not the best object to use because it's identical on all different sides. So let's try and actually open up something that looks a little bit different. Let's open up, sure, we'll open up an animation. So and here we go. So we have all these little windows, and you notice it changed when I open up a file because Maya tends to remember by default whatever you had set up previously. So I'm just gonna switch to this. Okay. So here's my perspective, my top, my front, and my side view. And if I put my cursor over the perspective and tap on that, let me just show you a few things. So I can rotate around the scene. And this is on a PC, it's the Alt key, and on a Mac, I believe it's the Option key. Since I'm recording this on a PC, I have to remember, but it's either the Option or the Command key, and I'll double check. But basically, this allows me to actually rotate around whatever it is I'm working on. Alt left mouse button. Alt middle mouse button allows me to pan up, down, left, right. And Alt right mouse button allows me to zoom in and out by moving the mouse left to right while I'm holding down, if you're on a Mac, an Option key, and your right mouse button if you're on a PC, the Alt and the right mouse button. I have a shortcut handout that you're going to get that will actually show you all these shortcuts. I just want you to see them. To the left are my tools, my selection tool if I just want to be able to grab and select something. But I also have these other tools, and this is how you really will manipulate things. So in other words, if I want to move something, rotate something, or scale something. So if I hit W on my keyboard, that's for the move tool. And we can see, look at him go, look at him go. And we'll hit Z to put his head back in place. E is for the rotate. You notice W highlights the move, E highlights the rotate, and then I can actually rotate my character's head around. Now what you'll also notice is that I'm using, there's these different colored circles, and I'm basically grabbing the circles themselves, not this outer blue one. And that's because we'll talk about it more later, but this will restrict it to just rotating on that one axis and not all the axes. And then of course the scale, which I can't do for his head because this character does not allow that. Um, Up at the top, these are called shelves. Curves, polygons, sculpting, rigging, animation, etc. I'll be giving you this special shelf called tie set. And this is a bunch of tools and scripts that I personally use a lot and will be using in class. This works on both PC and Mac. So Maya customizes based on what you're doing. Am I modeling? Am I sculpting? Am I animating? Am I rendering? And each of these has its own little special tools and quick shortcuts to get you to what it is you're working on. And that's just by going through these little tabs. You can also make your own shelf full of things. Over to the side, when I have something selected, I have a few options, but primarily you'll see either the channel box or the attribute editor. And the channel box is just a real quick reference of things that can be keyed. And we'll be talking about that if I want to move things and be more specific. So I can actually go in and say, oh, you know what, 45. See? And change properties there. The attribute editor is way more detailed and just has a lot more things. We won't have to get into that much. And this character already has animation on it, so you can actually see he has animation. So all of these are things we're going to be getting into to get that same sort of animation. So a lot of these others we'll go over. The only other menu I want you to see, which we'll be using a lot in class, is called the Hotbox. A Hotbox is when you hold down your space bar and it pulls up this extra menu. And this is quick access to anything, creating different models, changing different preferences, accessing different windows. But really, the other cool thing about this is that when I hold it down, it allows me to change whatever window, front view, top view, perspective view, just by left mouse clicking where it says Maya and dragging. And in all of these other options, these are different configurations for how the windows are set up. So each of these, you'll notice there's these little white lines, and each side is something different. Once again, do not be intimidated. I know this is a very intimidating program when you first look at it, especially if you're not used to being, doing a lot of detailed computer stuff other than just, surfing the internet and working inside a Word. We're not going to have to memorize all of these things. I don't. I've been working in this program for years, several years, and I don't memorize everything. But what happens is based on what you do, you remember the things that you need, and that's all you have to do. It's a huge program. We're only going to be working in certain sections of it, so that's fine. But basically, when you go to save, of course you have files, options, all these others, but right now I just want you to know these are the manipulation tools, these are configurations, and then your shelves is where you get most of the tools we'll be working in. There'll be some other things we'll look at, and we'll talk about those, and I'll make more videos. But right now, that's all you got to worry about. There'll be a few videos on how to set a project and what to do, but for right now, these are the ones I want you to work on. Remember, so just recap. To move around, Alt or Option, left mouse button, middle mouse, right mouse. And then to manipulate, W is to move, Z to undo, E is to rotate, and R would be to scale. But since Obviously, our little friend here, we don't want to give him a swollen head, and that's why it's grayed out, because it's saying, yeah, he's not designed to do this. Um, so it's not allowing us to scale anything. But I could scale the desk that he's at. And that's it for just this real quick intro of just some of the tools. We'll go and break up into the settings and how to adjust these, but for right now, your manipulation tools, configurations, and then just the shortcut keys of rotating around, moving, panning, and zooming in. Left mouse, middle mouse, right mouse button with a keyboard shortcut.